What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Good to be with you this afternoon, this evening. Uh, just the week, the last week of 2022. I can't believe that we made it through an entire year of medicine for the mind. We started last year, uh, and we launched this medicine for the mind, and I hope it's been a great benefit to all of you that are with us and have seen this particular podcast. You know, I am I'm encouraged because I've heard so many people that said I am helped, that this has been a great benefit to me, and I love helping people. I love helping people, especially those that have a lack of knowledge or lack of understanding, and that are trapped by addiction. And I am so uh, blessed to be a benefit to just people, period. I believe that the greatest thing you can ever do is to help someone, because uh, the most valuable thing on the planet, uh, things on the planet, or if you will, most valuable, uh, that's more valuable than anything, is people, are people. And I'm excited about it. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about things that you should know uh, in addiction and recovery. There's a certain mindset that anyone that's dealing with addiction, anyone that's dealing with substance abuse, anyone that's dealing with trying to live a new lifestyle of recovery should know. One of the most, I guess, enlightening that ideas that I've discovered about recovery is the when you're recovering from addiction, it is not like a normal recovery. It's not like recovering from a cold. It's not like recovering from the flu. Um, it's not like recovering from an injury to my leg or to my hand, or it's not like that. The term recovery is literally learning to live a new lifestyle. That's what it is. It's learning to live a new lifestyle, and you and I, as we live day by day, we're always learning a new way to live a better life, and we're trying to become the best person that we can be. That's what we're trying to do. And I am convinced, ladies and gentlemen, that recovery is a ongoing process. You're not an addict, so to speak, but you are a survivor of addiction and living a lifestyle of recovery. And that's one of the most enlightening things I understand about recovery. And I respect. You don't have to go and stand up at meetings and things of that nature and say, I'm an addict. Because as a believer, this is a believer's perspective about recovery and addiction. We can't identify more with an addiction than we can identify with being free from addiction. And so that's why you don't have to stand up and say I'm an addict. You say I am a survivor of addiction, and I am beating and winning, and I have won over the influence of addiction. That type of that can get you out of it. That can help you launch yourself into your destiny. And so I'm excited about having the ability to have the influence to teach and to enhance your life. Well, uh, the things that we all should know about addiction and recovery. It starts with this: the more you know about this disease, the better your chances will be to live a successful life of recovery. The more you know, the more you know. And so I look back over the years, and man, I wish I knew uh, what I know now about addiction, about life, about faith, about my Christianity, about people. If I only would have known then what I know now, I would have made some major different. I would have made major, different choices in my personal life and just in my life period. And so uh, that's where you, as much information as you can get, the more you have the opportunity to live a successful life of addiction free lifestyle. Well, the first thing I want you to know is this: this is about a mindset. This is what it's about. It's a mindset. And this is the first thing: pain will occur. You might want to write that down. Pain will occur. In general, people in active addiction choose to change their lives and enter into a treatment program simply because that they are tired, that the trauma that has occurred in their life, the frustration, the things they've lost, the integrity that they've lost, the just lost so many things, hurt that has been caused, so much pain. Well, I want you to understand that caused you to get into treatment. That caused you to want to stop the addiction, want to change your lifestyle. Well, I want you to know that that pain doesn't leave overnight. Most people in early recovery will continue to face challenges, even pain, as they continue to repair the damage that they've done to their lives. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there, and sometimes this pain is gonna occur many years later. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Accept the fact that there's gonna be some struggles. There's gonna be some pain, but know this. Know this, that pain comes in your life to tear and to repair. In other words, it makes you stronger. If it didn't kill you, it will equip you. So every time you're in a painful situation, you have to have the mindset, hey, it was expected. Now what can I learn from this pain in my life? Learn from it. Take advantage of it and increase because of it. Go to another level because of it. Do you understand that when you have pain in your life and you have unprecedented the pain that is unprecedented, you usually can make a book out of it because uh, people like to hear where you can identify with others because of your pain, but they also like to hear what did you decide to do because of your pain. And they benefit from it. Your life becomes better because of it. So hey, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have some pain, but don't worry, you can gain from your pain. Not only that, number two, big changes equals big payoffs. Big changes equal big payoff. And you have to make big changes when you make a decision to stop an addiction and to stop using drugs, to stop drinking, to stop anything that this disease can trigger in your life. You're gonna have to make big changes. In other words, the slogan, the solemn bulum, if you will, of addiction is simply this: change people, places, and things. And whenever you start changing people in your life, that's big change. Whenever you start changing the places that you go, the places that you frequent, the places that you were once in, that's big changes. When you start changing things that I participate in, things that I used to do, things that I used to say, how I used to react to the things. Listen, you're making big changes, but it's worth the change. It will come work out with or render a great benefit. It's going to be worth it all. It's going to be worth it all. Keep striving, keep going after. I heard someone say last week that they wanted to stop smoking cigarettes. But when I look at to stop smoking cigarettes, it's an addiction that is a worse uh, 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 ability. Let me say it this way: it's more addictive. That's the correct way to say it. It's Cigarette smoking is more addictive than heroin. So it's not going to be easy. Now your higher power, you can pray and pray. My father did it to stop quitting. He prayed. He went over his sun visor, pulled his cigarettes out, took them into worship one night to church, and balled them up and put them on the altar, and he was free. He became completely nicotine and cigarette free. That can happen, but most of the time it doesn't. So, yeah, you can use faith and it will. It will happen. But listen, sometimes it's just going to simply take walking out the process to be free. And it's going to be difficult. But when that person told me they were stopping smoking, man, they don't understand the payoff of not smoking. Your lungs will begin to repair as soon as you decide to stop smoking. Your breathing will become better when you stop smoking. Your bronchial areas will become better when you stop smoking. You lower your chances. If you've been for how long? It depends on how long you've been smoking, but you lower your chances of heart problems, of high blood pressure, of cancer is lowered. It's great payoff. It's great payoff when you make the decision to stop smoking. So you got to do it. You got to do it. But don't forget this. Big change equals big payoff. Number three, sobriety isn't the same as recovery. There's a big difference. I have some family members that are locked up in jail, and they swear out that when they're locked up, they're not using. But when they get out, oftentimes they tend to use. And I always wonder why. I mean, they can go 5, 10 years, 20 years, or whatever and not use. Why is it that they get out and they can't and they start right back? Because they never started recovery. They were sober. They were abstinent, but that didn't mean that they were in the lifestyle of recovery. The lifestyle of recovery is change. The lifestyle of recovery is I'm no longer participating with the people and going to the places and doing the same things that I used to do. The lifestyle of recovery is the 12-step program. It's learning to deal with your God. It's learning to say, God, I surrender. This thing is bigger than me. Then understand how with God you can do anything. Understand how your character needs to change and how to make amends. All of that is a lifestyle of recovery. And you're not doing that just because you're not using. You can be a dry drunk. That's what I'm trying to say. You can have the same attitude, the same personality. You can have the same way of thinking that you did when you were using, even though you're not. That's because sobriety isn't the same as recovery. You got to do your research on what it is to be in recovery. Then also, the next one that you got to know, fellowship is important. Fellowship is important. I had someone say today, it was so profound the way they said it. They said, if my neighbor has trash in their yard and they keep their yard messy, eventually their trash will get in my yard. and my yard will become just as trashy as theirs. Wow. Because if I keep hanging around them, what's in their life will affect my life. Fellowship, hanging around the wrong people, can destroy your life, but hanging around the right people can bring change to your life. You know, I was in, me and my wonderful wife, we and my wonderful wife were in debt and did not know how to get out of debt because everybody that we hung around, you know, they had debt. They had houses they had to pay for, or cars that they had to pay for, or credit cards that they had to always owe. And they talked debt. It was like you're gonna always owe somebody every day of your life. Well, that's a difference. There's a difference between owing somebody and being in debt. Being in debt is not having the money to pay what you owe. And that's a whole nother perspective. But as soon as we changed our fellowship, as soon as we start getting around individuals that did not have debt, in less than a year, we were out of debt because of the fellowship we were in. It just automatically happened. We started thinking different. We started making different decisions. We started desiring different, and then we got different. Who you hang out with will affect your addiction and your recovery. Next one, listen, forgiveness is huge. Forgiveness is huge. You're going to have forgiveness in order to deal with addiction and recovery. You're just going to have to do it. First thing you're going to have to do is forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself because sometimes when you're in addiction, sometimes, most of the time when you're in recovery, you do things, you say things, you behave in ways that injure other people. So you're going to have to deal with forgiveness. First of all, when you're a good-hearted person, your heart, you start saying, I got to forgive myself because I feel so guilty because of the things I've done. Secondly, you said, I got to admit to it and ask other people to forgive me because of what I did to them. Then I have to forgive other people for what they said, what they did to me. Because when I was in active addiction, some people did some hard things to me. That's what you got to say to yourself. They did some hard things, and you got to forgive them. You got to learn how to forgive them. And then finally, you can't get to the lifestyle of freedom from addiction and living a lifestyle of recovery without going through forgiveness. Forgiveness will block your path every single time. And so when you don't forgive, it's like you drink the poison and then expect the unforgiveness that to hurt somebody else. It's poison to your life. Number, that was number 5. Number 6, hear this. Watch this. Reduce mayhem in your life. You got to cut out all of the stuff that is chaotic. Reducing the mayhem can involve physically cleaning and eliminating clutter, detaching from toxic relationships, and even taking a step back and reducing overall obligations in order to manage the stress level in your life. So you got to get rid of mayhem, chaos, problems. You got to get rid of them. If you don't reduce that as much as possible, it will lead you back to your addiction and back to your the thing that you had to recover from. You get what I'm trying to say? I've seen so many people that wanted to be addiction free, and soon as they got stressed out, the first thought that they would have was, well, I might as well go and get high then, or I'm gonna go on and just go on and gamble. I'm gonna go on and, man, listen, if I was gonna go through all that, then I might as well go and get high. Listen, it's because chaos makes your brain chaotic. And when you have to, if you don't have the chaos, if you have chaos on the outside, 9 times out of 10 is chaotic on your inside. That's what's chaotic. I remember someone that uh, I had done something for, and I said to them, "I'm putting all your clothes in the storage unit because they had taken some things from me, and we couldn't trust them to come to the house. So I went and rented a storage and took all of their stuff to storage, and then I would said, "Here's the key. This is how you get in storage, and please get your things." And when they came to get their things, they plundered through everything to see if there was anything they wanted, and what they didn't want, they just left it in the place. And if you left it trashy in the place, that means it was going to be a $30 charge for me. And when I went and looked at the place, I said, "Wow, I can't believe that they left this mess." And I communicated to them. I sent a text and I said, "Listen, this is the picture of the trash and the things you left behind for other people to deal with. If you're not going to be willing to take responsibility and get the clutter in your life together, your life will always be cluttered. Because I can see it. It's because of who you are. You have to clean up some of the stuff on the inside, declutter your life. And that includes decluttering the things that are on the outside. All right. Now, the number 7, what causes individuals to never survive in recovery is because of complacency. Complacency will hurt you. Personal growth and accomplishment is important because moving forward is the only way to prevent regressing back to addiction. It's moving forward. And if you ever get to a place where you find yourself complacent, you find yourself not willing to put forth the effort, you find yourself making excuses for the things that you know you should do, listen, I want to let you know you're headed for a relapse. That's it. That's it. So you got to keep moving forward. You got to. Number eight, listen to this. Continue learning. You don't know how much you don't know because you don't know what you don't know. The more information you gather, the more you understand about your addiction, the more you have the ability to defeat it. You see, I love the Cowboys. Put on here, I love the Cowboys. Y'all can see. That is. Now, what the Cowboys have to do if they want to get victory in the rest of the season, every opponent, they must learn as much as they can about that opponent. They have to learn it. They have to learn it. They have to learn it. Then it will give them the greatest chance of developing a strategy to defeat the opponent who they're going to face. I want you to know you're going to need as much information about recovery, addiction, drugs, all of it. You're going to have drinking, gambling, food addiction, sex addiction, whatever. You're going to have to learn as much as possible. The more you learn, the more you will have the ability to walk free from it. That's what it is. That's why I can't understand why people won't go to church, because going to church gives you the ability to learn about Christianity. If you don't learn about it, you'll never be able to live a life like a Christian. That's it. And learning about Christianity is more than just having somebody preach to you. It also means developing a relationship with someone that can teach you and hold you accountable for a certain level of lifestyle. All right. I'm just a suggestion. All right. Now get used to this. This is something you got to always know. Stigma exists. Stigma exists. It just does. People look at persons with an addiction to whatever in a side-eyed look. They say side-eyed things. They ridicule. The thought that, why don't you just stop? How come you just can't get over that? It's a stigma that comes with it. Accept it. Accept it. One of the reasons why I think pastors don't teach on addiction is because they're afraid somebody's going to think that they were addicted. and or that they're going to be upset because they dealt with addiction. I'm a pastor. I've never dealt with addiction per se. However, I I feel that this is one of the callings of my life is to teach people how to live free. And I gotta accept it. There's gonna be some people that's gonna say, "Well, I never thought he was hooked on drugs." And I listen. It doesn't matter what people think. Doesn't matter. There's gonna be stigma. Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is, are you sober? The only thing that matters is, are you still addicted to that a substance? Are you still addicted to gambling? Are you still addicted to whatever had your mind and your control over you? That's what matters, and what you think about it. The next one, number 10. Number 10, hear this. Switching from one drug to another is still addiction. Well, I used to use a little bit of coke, but now all I do is drink. Listen, drinking is a drug. Cocaine is a drug. Heroin is a drug. Playing spades for money is gambling. Whether you playing on the football app that you have where you gamble on that game, or if you have a basketball Kings, whatever they call it, on I forgot the name of the thing. Well, it's addiction. If you cannot control your habits, if you're spending unnecessary money that takes money out of your pocket from your bills, it's addiction. It is. It is. It is. I'm just telling you. And you got to be aware of it and accept it. If you go from heroin to Oxycontin to benzos, and then you drop back and say, well, no, now I'm going to do is just do a little drinking. And then you drink in excess and to the point where you don't even remember how you got home. Listen, you're having an addiction problem. If you keep eating food and you look at yourself and you weigh 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds, you have an addiction, an emotional addiction. If you keep staying with the same person that's been abusive for the last 100 years, listen, you have an addiction to an emotional addiction to that person or to a people. If you keep on getting married year after year, you get married to this person and then there's a problem. You get married to that problem, there's a problem. You get married to that problem, and they got the same problem. They've been treating you. You've been married to John 17 times, but their name was so many different names. You have an addiction problem. Address it, learn from it, and then live above it. Number 11, relapse isn't necessary to be a part of your recovery. I find that sometimes people say, you got to relapse, man. You're going to have to listen. You don't have to relapse. You don't have to. I've dealt with some individuals that came out of addiction, changed their lifestyle, started doing new things, and the government had taken their children, CPS had taken their children, they changed their life, got their children back, never relapsed. Then I've met some people that they relapsed 15 times. And now they have it, finally they got it together. Well, relapse doesn't have to be a part of it. And on the flip side, just because you relapse don't mean you can't never live a life of recovery. Get up, go forward, do what you got to do, and stay clean and stay sober and stay committed to your lifestyle. And finally, I want to say this. You must be positive. You got to be positive. Listen, it's so many people that drive off a cliff because they talk themselves into it. They think themselves into it. So many people, especially this time of year, commit suicide because they can't find the positivity in negativity. I know you get hurt. I know we've lost some loved ones. I know some persons have had bad experiences around Christmas and between New Year's. But you can't change what you've done, and you can't change what has happened, and you can't change what you've done and what is done to you. But you can change the way you think about it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. You got to be positive. So put up some positive affirmations. Write down 5 and then get up every day and use those to stay awake, to stay alive, to stay above the clouds. Next week, five more positive affirmations. Then also listen to positive people every day. Hey, you can watch Medicine for the Mind. It's gonna always be some positivity coming out. We got 52 different lessons for a whole year. You can listen to each one of those. You get what I'm trying to say? You can listen to positive music. Stop listening to music that makes you feel down. Man, get something that's gonna lift you up. Don't listen to music that's gonna cuss you out. Listen, that's a whole nother subject. But listen, you gotta be positive. The key to stay is to stay positive and stable for your loved ones and for yourself. Success builds slowly with time and doesn't happen overnight. Keep moving forward and progress will be made. Well, that's it. I hope you've been blessed. I hope you've received some benefit from this medicine for the mind. If you have, leave us a note. Say in our comments. Contact us on Facebook Messenger. Let us know that this has been a great benefit to you. It helps me, and it keeps me energized about doing and helping people. Well, God bless you, and may heaven smile upon you.